Have you ever wanted to just put down your controller, turn off the TV, and never look at another game again? Of course you haven't. With games like Oblivion, World of Warcraft, and Rainbow Six, why would you? Those games and more coming up on Cheat. Cheat, the video game show that sits in the back with all the cool kids. I'm Kristin Holt, and in this episode, I'll show you tips, tricks, and other shenanigans for everything from Rainbow Six Vegas to Ghost Rider. But first, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride through the new Oblivion expansion pack, the Shivering Isles. Oh, and you might want to bring along a little St. John's wort or something. Trust me. Are the daily pressures of Tamriel getting you down?
No, go away. I'm not here.
Need some time on a tropical island somewhere to clear your head?
It's lovely in the Isles right now.
Well, with the new expansion for Oblivion, the Shivering Isles appear to be a fairly frugal vacation spot. But the trip may cost you your sanity. The Shivering Isles exist as a manifestation of the insanity of their ruler, the mad god Sheogorath. His manic-depressive tendencies have split the land into the realms of mania and dementia. The flora, fauna, and residents of each realm embody either side of the psychosis coin, giving your character a multitude of moral choices where you decide just how crazy you want to be.
Shouldn't trees be like that?
The Lord Sheogorath takes advantage of this duality, sending you on strange and eerie quests that push your moral boundaries.
I could just tear out your intestines and strangle you with them.
Okay, that's a little dark.
Out come the intestines, and I skip rope with them.
That's a little better, I guess.
I'll calicrack to find you. I will. You carrot-headed.
Okay, what the are you people smoking? After the Mad God's manservant, Haskell, makes some sense out of his master's ramblings, you'll be sent off to clear out and reactivate Zidillion, a dungeon of some sort in the southern part of Dementia. In order to get this puppy up and running again, you have to clear out all the nasty little Grumites that have taken over and find the 3 focus crystals they stole. Anytime you fight a Grumite shaman, make sure you search the body and take their staff. Once you pry the focus crystals from their staffs, you can return them to their proper resting place and continue through the dungeon. After you've returned all 3 and activated the resonator, use this stone to warp out. You'll be greeted by Killaban, a servant of Lord Sheogorath and caretaker of Zidillion. After he explains how it works, you'll have the chance to take the helm of this giant mousetrap and have a little fun with 3 wandering adventurers. In each room, you'll have the choice of killing off one of the party in a large battle or driving him insane enough to be considered a permanent resident of this twisted realm. Just make sure to kill off that orcish scum in the end. After you've disposed of those pests, the spoils of combat are yours. One interesting little item you'll find is a living sword with split personalities. If you read the Orc's journal, you'll find that this sword actually changes with the day, acting as Dawnfang in the daytime and Duskfang in the evening. While each sword deals out fire or frost damage respectively, both will consume the lives of each vanquished enemy, feeding its strength and power. Unfortunately, whenever it switches, the soul count goes back to 0. On your way out of Zidillion, you'll be ambushed by a new kind of enemy, the Knights of the Order. These soulless abominations are popping up all over the Isles, but the locals aren't giving up any information about where they come from. Geez, that certainly puts your neighborhood emo kids' mood swings in perspective, doesn't it? I'll have more Shivering Isles tips later in the show. But first, warning, I break for space dinosaurs. Let's see what mischief we can cause in R-Type, a long-lost classic now available on the Wii Virtual Console. From the depths of the gaming abyss, a classic returns to melt the hearts of shoot-'em-up gamers. R-Type is back, and it's every bit as difficult and deadly as you remember it. Here are some tips to bring you back to your glory days defeating the Bido Empire. Yes, R-Type lets you fully charge your beam so you can release a big hunk of energy ball. But just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should. Just ask Bill. It almost got him fired. Keeping your weapon on charge can get you killed. Instead, release smaller bursts and give yourself the flexibility to fire single shots. Another one of R-Type's features is the famous Force Pod. With the ability to attach to the bow or the stern of the ship, the pod provides the opportunity to change strategy as you play. However, keeping it attached isn't always the optimal strategy. Sometimes you'll need to detach the Force Pod and fire it forward. It's like having Mr. Fantastic's extending arms, just not as creepy. But in R-Type, arrogance will get you nowhere. Listen to our tips for the first 2 bosses. When facing the space dinosaur, simply send the pod forward into its stomach. For the second level boss, keep your yellow counterground laser and let those suckers crawl right into his eye. Now get out there and show that Bido Empire what you're made of. You send the pod into the stomach and it will finish the job. I want that embroidered on a pillow or something. Stick around, we're rolling with Ghost Rider when Cheat returns after the break. But first, here's a quick cheat for the sweet science of Fight Night Round 3. In PlayStation 3's Fight Night Round 3, you can fight as Ali, Frazier, or other recent classics like Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins. Either way, the key is not to get knocked down. When your fighter takes too much of a beating, he becomes stunned and the fight turns to slow motion. At this point, you only have one hope, and biting an ear off ain't it. When your opponent comes to finish you off, press triangle and try to clinch him. Though it might not look pretty, holding the other guy is a great way to make sure you don't hit the canvas.
What an explosive punch!
Welcome back to Cheat. You know when you've just had your bike detailed and your leathers are all cool and everything, and then some hellspawn starts puking demonic bile all over you? Man, I hate that. Well, here's how to avoid the worst of the demon vomit in Ghost Rider for PlayStation 2. Watch out, hellspawn. Some hothead is ready to run you off the road and right back to the fiery pits. Ghost Rider on the PlayStation 2 follows Johnny Blaze's transformation into the Spirit of Vengeance. And lucky for you, the game has its own separate storyline from the movie, so you won't have to endure any hokey jokes about flaming heads. Your duty is to stop Blackheart before he unleashes hell on Earth. But before you do that, you need to defeat the muck monster and collect the final soul element. This beast spits out demonic bile and makes use of his 4 arms like Goro. As scary and tough as this oddity might look, he can be defeated quickly since he's really slow. Use the jump attack and bounce on him like a drunken spider monkey. Keep dancing around him in circles until he drops. He won't be able to get a single lick on you. Now, grab the Dark Soul magic and run back, ignoring all the demons along the way. Sorry boys, this girl's in a hurry. Cruise your hell cycle, Rough Rider style, and ride the Ferris wheel down. The Dark Soul will extinguish the last elemental barrier blocking the Quentin Carnival. Ah, memories. Better grab that health because you'll face every demon, beast, ninja, and clown before you enter that tent. As it turns out, Blackheart has used you in order to start the apocalypse. By sending you through this crazy journey, the hellfire from your bike inscribed a glyph on Earth. Once you're defeated, the walls between his domain and Earth will crumble. Defeating this gargantuan demon can be tough, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Blackheart has 3 attacks which can be countered. The hand swipe can be avoided by rolling out of the way. The double-fisted shockwave can be evaded by jumping as he strikes the ground. And finally, the triple fireballs can be avoided by holding your position until the 3rd string is launched, then quickly moving towards him. Smack that hand and use your link attack after you pull his face down. Unleash combination attacks and collect all the demon charges. 3 times and he's out. The mighty son of Mephisto has been defeated, but of course Daddy comes to bail him out. Whatever, at least you unlocked 3 new selectable characters and some cheats to boot. Now, turn on all the unlocked cheats in the extras menu and play through the game again, but this time on extreme mode. You'll be able to breeze past Lilith, Scarecrow, and all the demons using your unlimited health, powers, and one-hit kills. Classic Ghost Rider is at your service.
Innocence will be avenged!
Wow, Exorcism looks like a great full-body workout. I might just trade in my Nordic track for a hell cycle. Stick around, we're going to Vegas, baby, with Rainbow Six when Cheat returns after the break. But first, check out this quick cheat for Platypus on the PlayStation Portable. What's up, cheaters? If you're anything like me, then you missed the classic claymation shows from your scornful youth. Good news though, Platypus on the PlayStation Portable has just what you've been looking for in a side-scrolling shooter. When the red ships come spiraling at you, shoot them all. They're power-ups. It gets more difficult as the game progresses, and trying to fight off enemies without the upgrades is like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Cheat, are ya? Well, good, because we're just getting started. Some people go to Vegas for the shopping, or the 31 flavors of Cirque du Soleil, or even to drink themselves to death. But if you're anything like the special ops in Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six games, then you're there on business. And maybe a spa treatment at the Bellagio? They hate us because of our freedom, or so they tell me. Maybe that's why the terrorists won't leave you alone. So you'll have to continue your patriotic vigilance online with Rainbow Six Vegas for the Xbox 360. The newest Rainbow Six gives you a multitude of ways to play online with your friends. You can go through the main story campaign with up to 3 of your friends in story co-op. You can play those same maps in Terrorist Hunt where you have to find and kill 40 random spawning baddies, or you can play huge online matches with up to 14 players. The usual laundry list of multiplayer modes are here, but with a cops and robbers twist. Attack and Defend is a one-sided capture the flag type of game, and Sharpshooter is pretty much a deathmatch battle. Survival is similar to Sharpshooter, but there's no respawning, so once you're out, soldier. In Retrieval, each team is racing to find biohazard canisters on the map so they can bring them back to their team depot for points. Wait a minute, since when is Rainbow Six part of the Hazmat cleanup crew? But what can we tell you about online multiplayer that you don't already know? Yeah, keep in contact with your team, split up, flank your enemy, and always have someone watching your rear. What's unique about this online multiplayer is that after each match is over, players are rewarded points for their performance in the game. These points count towards ranking up your character and unlocking new outfits, armor, and weapons. So how do we exploit the game for our own fast-track advancement, you ask? Oh, you know us all too well. Start by setting up a private player match for you and one of your friends. Make sure you put the game type as survival and raise the match time up to 20 minutes. When you start the game, rush towards each other, but keep those safeties on for now. When you find each other, just stand there and do nothing for the entire 20 minutes. So, what can you do for 20 minutes besides just sit there? Well, I'm sure there's plenty you can do to entertain yourself. When the match is about to end, make sure you shoot your adversary in the last 5 seconds of the game. When the match is over, you'll get a total of 1,595 points for surviving the whole round and getting the final kill.
Mission accomplished.
This trick can be repeated over and over again to rank up your character, but if you want to use this method to rise all the way up to Elite Operative at 700,000 points, you better clear out your schedule for a week or so. Now, that friend of yours just sat there for 20 minutes and let you kill him so you could take a shortcut to glory. He deserves some thanks, don't you think? So why not treat him to some extreme aerial acrobatics? Set up a sharpshooter match with one of your friends and make sure you equip yourself with C4 and frag grenades. Pick a nice launch spot, drop a C4 charge, but don't blow it up. Instead, walk a decent distance away and kill yourself with a frag. When you respawn, return to the same spot and your C4 will still be there. Drop another, self-detonate, and repeat as many times as you want. 4 or 5 charges should do you just fine. When you're ready for a launch, tell your friend to get to a good viewing spot. Stand directly over the pile of C4. Look up, turn towards your target, take a few steps forward, turn around, toss a grenade, and say hello to the stratosphere. Ah, physics, you glorious mathematical method of mass. Is there no end to your hilarity?
We got company!
Would you care to take this order of cheat to go? You're in luck. Visit G4TV.com/podcast for clips of this and your other favorite G4 shows. We'll be back with more fun in the Shivering aisles after the break. But first, here's a quick cheat to make you the Big Lebowski of Wii Bowling. Bowling is probably the best game bundled up in Wii Sports for the Nintendo Wii. I love this game. I don't have to lug or toss a heavy bowling ball to land a strike. But if you're like any bowler, you want to pick out your own ball. To pick different color bowling balls, just push and hold a direction on the D-pad when the screen fades to black right before your game starts. Press and hold right for gold, down for green, and press left for a red ball. Now you're rolling. Welcome back to Cheat. There are certain places you expect to see celebrities, at movie premieres or five-star restaurants or police lineups or rehab facilities. But in World of Warcraft, believe it or not, yes. If you read Us Weekly as often as you read Kotaku, you'll love this Burning Crusade Easter egg. There's celebrities all over the Outlands, if you know where to look. One celebrity hotspot is the World's End Tavern in the lower city of Shatrath. If you consider yourself part of the socialite crowd, try spending a couple of minutes with Paris Hilton and her pet Tinkerbell. Wait, that's Harris Pilton. Well, you get the picture. Not too far away south of Shatrath City, you'll find the ruins of Alshandun. Head to the entrance of Alshnai Crypts and you'll find some grieving Draenei's. But who's this cute little boy named Haley? What? He sees his grandpa who's gone to a very far away place? Ugh, my sixth sense is tingling. But maybe you're a sports fan. Head over to Nogrind and have a chat with the superstar promoter King Don. This time, it's a 2-for-1 deal. To his left, you'll find his comrade, Ogre Earbiter. I wonder if he talked in a high squeaky voice.
Salutations!
And our virtual celebrity sighting tour continues in the Ecodome Mid-Realm in central Netherstorm. Here, you'll find Biodome alum Polly Shore. Shali Poor. But the biggest celebrity prize of all is definitely the most powerful one. Performing her humanitarian duties at the Temple of Telemont, we present you caregiver Ophira Winfrey. Be nice, maybe she'll give you a car. We began this episode with a visit to the Shivering Isles, the new Oblivion expansion pack, and I just can't stay away. I'm thinking of buying a timeshare there. Well, once they do something about that awful grumite problem. The Shivering Isles are swimming with disease. Between the grumites, the scallons, and the venomous bollywogs, you're bound to catch something. Here are some tips on how to get a little extra protection. In the town of Crucible, go into sickly Bernice's tap house and talk to the pale woman behind the bar. She asks you to collect some aqua nostrum for her in hopes it will cure her chronic illness. If you agree to roll up for this magical mystery cure, she'll hand you an empty flask and mark Naughty Bramble on your map. Located in the southern part of the Isles, Naughty Bramble is a dungeon crawling with grumites. These gangly green goblins may not look like much of a challenge, but they know how to fight. Block their incoming attacks and swing on them when they're stunned. When you've made your way to the end of this underground maze, just hop into the pool of water near the grumite statue, collect the aqua nostrum, and hightail it out of there. When you return to the tap house, sickly old Bernice will give you the circlet of verdure as a thank you gift. This fashionable accessory will fortify your health and endurance 10 points each, and helps you resist poison and disease by 50%. Now that you've been inoculated, maybe you could use a little companionship. In the town of Crucible, look for an orc named Ushnar. He seems to have a thing for dogs, and after some speechcraft coaxing, he'll ask you to eliminate a certain Khajiit named Bisha. When you find Bisha, you'll soon realize he's not playing with the full deck.
He has a nice dog. I like dogs.
He won't leave town just because you tell him to, so entice him with 100 gold and he'll promise to retreat to bliss and never return. When you go back to Ushnar and tell him about Bisha's exodus, he's so happy that he offers to give you one of his old dogs that's just
lying around.
Exactly what does he mean by that? Within a matter of minutes, your new companion will arrive. A skinned hound presumably dug up from Ushnar's backyard. This undead doggy will faithfully follow you into battle and fight on your side. Just remember to keep him well healed. Otherwise, you'll be burying him again real soon. A bit later in the game, Lord Sheogorath asks you to take down one of his noble persons so you can ascend to their throne. We found it easiest to go after Lady Syl, the Duchess of Dementia. First, talk to her servants, Anda and Kithlan, in her throne room. they'll agree to distract the guards and sneak you into Sill's private quarters. Unfortunately, Sill has pulled the old switcheroo on you and left a look-alike in her bed. Now you'll have to fight through her underground bunker, warding off dark seducers at every turn. After you dispose of the hammer-wielding wacko, pluck her heart from her chest and bring it back to the altar. Burn it, and you'll be declared the Duke of Dementia. Now you have the ability to summon a dark seducer once a day, and you'll be given the Ring of Lordship, which fortifies your endurance by 15 points, resists poison by 45%, and adds a chameleon effect of 24%. It's good to be the king. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for joining me. If you missed any of these codes, you can find them at g4tv.com/cheat. And while you're there, you can sound off on our forums or write to us at cheat@g4tv.com. Until next time, I'm Kristin Holt, and you've been cheated.